friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For today's video, we are going to be setting up my sinking funds page for October. We are now in the month of October, and I need to sit down and get all of my starting balances for October so I can figure out where I need to add money, which of my funds are good. And I just like to check in with my sinking funds and make sure that all of my little index cards are up to date. Usually I do a mid-month check-in and an end-of-the-month check-in, or beginning-of-the-month check-in, whatever. But I did not get around to doing a mid-month check-in because we were sick. So I really need to do this. So I have my sinking fund worksheet in front of me. This is a budget printable from my Etsy shop. You can buy it individually, or you can buy it as part of a big bundle for the month. So if you haven't yet gotten started with your October budget, it's not too late. Check out my Etsy shop for printables. I have this fun spider print for October, but I also have a more autumnal print if you're more into that, and I have some other designs as well, so go ahead and check that out if you're into it. So I have my sinking funds worksheet here, and I also have my sinking funds themselves. So this is just a little bundle of cash envelopes that I made for myself. I like to keep my sinking funds in cash. I know that's not for everyone, but that's what I like to do. If I have a large amount of money in the bank, I always feel like I can spend more. So if all of this cash was in the bank sitting there for sinking funds, I would see that large balance and think, ooh, I've got money to spend. So I like to just pull it out in cash. I keep it locked up in my safe, and it works out really well for me. So on this little set of Happy Planner discs, I have all of my various sinking funds in separate little envelopes that I made for myself. I just used cardstock, laminated it, punched it with a punch, and put it on the discs. So I have everything I need. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold my folder in half here. I've got my sinking funds to the side. We're going to write the fund, and we're going to count up the balance and find out exactly how much we have to start out the month in October. The very first one of my sinking funds here in alphabetical order is Camper Electric, so I'm just going to write that in. This worksheet has a place to write the fund, the beginning balance, how much you added, how much you spent, and then an ending balance for the month. So my Camper Electric is starting out, according to my card, with $45. I just want to count up each fund, make sure that the amount that's written on the card is the amount I actually have. Sometimes I forget to update my card if I'm in a hurry and I'm just grabbing the cash out. So this check-in is really important for that reason, to make sure that everything is up to date. So it says I have $45. It's really easy to see. I do indeed have $45. So that is going to be my beginning balance for the month of October. This will just go right back into here then. And we'll move on to the next one, which is Campsite. I love this little disc-bound system because I can just flip through and get to my funds really easily. So according to my card here, my Campsite fund has $1,052 in it. So let's just count this up really quickly and make sure that is what I have. 100, 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 1,000, 50, 51, 52. So we do indeed have $1,052. My goal for this Campsite sinking fund is $1,400, and that's due in November. So as you can see, I'm still quite a bit short, and it's due next month, although I believe it's due at the end of next month, so that gives me a little bit more time. But I definitely need to focus on this Campsite sinking fund in October so that I don't come up short. We use this fund to pay for our campground annually. We have a camper that sits on a campsite, and there's an annual fee of about $1,400. It's actually like $1,375 or something, but I want to make sure we have enough. So next up then is car maintenance. This fund we use for maintaining our vehicle, oil changes, that sort of thing, or any repairs that come up. According to my card, this one has $337 in it. Let's just count it up and make sure that that's accurate. 50, 150, 250, 300, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So that is $337. When I next do my sinking fund update, I will make sure to get some larger bills out of the bank so that I can do an exchange, because I don't like having too many smaller bills, but this is not too fat of a stack of cash, so it's fine for now. Okay, so next up we have car registration, and this is for when you have to go in and renew your car tabs and that sort of thing. Register. That's not right, but that's fine. I'll know what I mean. So according to this, I have $200. It's really easy to see that it is indeed what I have in there. So that is our beginning balance. I don't know exactly how much it's going to cost us to do the registration. That's due in January. My husband's birthday is in January, so we have my Subaru Forester, my camper, as well as our motorcycle that we need to renew, that sort of thing. So might need to add some more money to that. Next I have celebrations. This one looks a little bit different because I have not yet had time to go in and make a pretty label with my silhouette portrait. I had totally neglected to make a celebrations envelope when I redid my sinking fund system here, and so I haven't been adding any money to celebrations, which is not good. We use our celebration sinking fund for birthdays and anniversaries, and my birthday is coming up in November and I have no money saved for it. So celebrations is definitely something I need to focus on in October, because I had just totally neglected that fund. One of you mentioned, hey, you forgot celebrations, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Alright, next up is Christmas. This is our big one. We love to spoil our kids at Christmas, and for years and years and years we did Christmas on credit cards. And we are not doing that anymore, so we save up throughout the year little bits of money here and there so that when Christmas rolls around we can spoil our kiddos. Right now, according to my card, we have $945 in here. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in. Hopefully that is what we have. Let's go ahead and count it up and see. 1, 2, 3, 350, 4, 450, 5, 550, 6, 650, 7, 750, 8, 850, 9, 920, 940, 945. So we are doing really well. Christmas is just around the corner, you guys, so if you have not yet started saving for Christmas, do it now. You will thank me, I promise. Alright, next up we have clothing. This is for any clothing items that my husband or myself or my son need. I don't think there's a whole lot in here right now. Oh no, nope, it's empty, so we have nothing in there. So if we need new socks or something, we don't have any money. So definitely something I need to be focusing on in October, and that is the main reason I do this. Like, I can see celebrations is empty. I really need to focus on that. And it just helps me to kind of keep in mind what I need to be saving for. Because I have so many sinking funds, I can't afford to put money into every fund every week when my husband gets paid. So that I don't get caught up in saving for Christmas and forget about the other things, I like to check in with this. Alright, next up is holidays. So we had Christmas. That's our big holiday that we celebrate, but there are other holidays throughout the year, right? Like Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and so we kind of lump all the other holidays together since we don't spend quite as much on those holidays. And I will just save in my holidays folder for Thanksgiving, and then once Thanksgiving's over, then we'll focus on the next holiday, you know, New Year's Eve or whatever. That's kind of how I do holidays. So right now the holiday we're saving for technically is Halloween, but I don't think we're doing a ton for Halloween, so Thanksgiving, right? My holiday sinking fund right now only has $75 in it, so definitely another one I want to focus on in October. And it's easy to see that there is indeed $75 in there, so that's all set. Alright, next up we have home insurance. My husband and I live in a mobile home. It's not super expensive to insure. It's like $800 or $900 for the whole year, I think. So we pay just once a year. We save up for it throughout the year, and I think that gets paid in July, maybe? And this is one that we're a little bit behind on. We only have $100 in there, so this is another one that now I know I need to focus on in October and moving forward. All right. Next up, we have home projects, and I think this fund is empty. If not, it just has a little bit in it, so let's see if that's right. Yeah, it's completely empty. So we're starting the month of October with nothing in there. So definitely want to focus on adding something there throughout October. Next we have hunting. My husband is a hunter and we are moving into hunting season in October. He has already purchased his hunting license, but this hunting sinking fund also goes for any processing that we need to do. If he needs like new arrows for his crossbow, or if he needs a new pair of hunting boots or whatever. And this also pays, we have a membership to a range that he can go and sight in his crossbow and his hunting rifles and that sort of thing. So even though we're already into hunting season, we still need to be saving more for this. I think that range fee is due in November. So $96 is what we have in there currently. So I'm going to be focusing in October on adding a little bit more to this fund as well. Let's count it, make sure we do have 96. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96. Yep. So we're good to go there. Medical is next. We use our medical fund for co-pays and for things like medicines, prescriptions. The big one is contact lenses for myself and my youngest son. We really need to add extra money to this because we've only got $3 in there right now. So definitely another one I want to focus on in October. All right, next we have pets. I have 2 cats, Jax and Sirius, and this fund is for vet visits, you know, cat litter, cat food, that sort of thing. Though recently I've been taking cat food and cat litter out of our grocery budget just because we buy that sort of thing at the same place we buy all of our groceries, and it's just a hassle to have to go in and pull the cash and deposit it and all that. So, I don't know, lately I've just been saving up for vet visits, but it's $108 in here according to my card. 50, 70, 90, 100, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm really excited to see that all of my cards so far have been up to date. I try to be really good about writing in, like, in that moment, if I take $10 out of my pet sinking fund, I try to remember to write it in right then and there, but I don't always. So, next up we have school. This is for anything that my son needs for school, whether it be school supplies, if he wants extra money thrown into his lunch account, that would come out of here. Also, all of his sports and activities that he's involved in through school. So, he plays soccer, he's on the school robotics team, though this year I've yet to hear anything about robotics. I think they're struggling to find a teacher to run the robotics program, so I don't know if they're going to have robotics this year. I really hope they do. My son's also involved in his school's quiz bowl team, National Junior Honor Society, so any fees that he has, school pictures, all of that is under this school umbrella. So it's a lot to pay for, and we don't have a lot in there. So this is another one definitely need to focus on in October. $38 in there according to my card, and that is what I have here. So definitely need to bulk this up. You can see we got a lot to bulk up in October. So maybe we will focus less on extra debt and more on adding money into our sinking funds over the last quarter of the year. We'll see. Next we have spending. This is just a fun sinking fund that I have for extra spending money if we want to go and buy something fun for the family, or if we want to go to the movies or whatever. It's empty. so we're not doing anything fun in October. There you go. Next we have subscriptions. This is for annual subscriptions. We pay for Hulu annually. We tend to buy Netflix gift cards so that we don't have to pay Netflix monthly. Any of those things that we can pay annually, we do, just so that it's less to worry about during the month. This is also our Amazon Prime membership, Walmart Plus, that sort of thing. So we currently have $55 in there. This is also my gym membership every month, which is $10. So that takes care of subscriptions. And that's it. That's all of them. So those are the things that I save for. I like to save up money throughout each week, a little bit here, a little bit there, so that when these things come up, we have the money for them. And sinking funds are probably the number one thing that really changed our financial lives. Like before, we would wait till Christmas came up and then scramble to pay for it or put it on a credit card. And we just don't want to live that way. So that's why we incorporate sinking funds. We take a little bit out of each one of my husband's paychecks to put towards these various things, and it works out great for us. So what sinking funds do you have? Do you have the same ones as me? Do you have just a couple sinking funds? Do you have a lot? I know my friend Marlene has a ton of sinking funds, like 2 pages worth of sinking funds, and that's what keeps her on track with her goals. So, you know, if you haven't incorporated sinking funds, definitely you should. So now what I'm going to do is go in and add up all of my totals here to get a total balance for the month, our starting balance. And then throughout the month, as we're adding money and taking money away, I will keep track of that on my index cards, and I'll come back and update this at the end of the month. Might do a mid-month check-in, just going to depend on what I have time for with my YouTube schedule. So let's add these up. 45 plus 1052 plus 337, and I am going to add these a couple of times just to make sure. 200, 945, 75, 100, 96, 3, 108, it's a good number if you're a Lost fan, 38, 55, so a total of $3,054. And I'm just going to really quickly off camera add these up again and make sure that that is the total that is actually in there and I didn't make any mistakes. Alright, I did get 3,054 a second time, so that's accurate unless I made the same mistake twice. And that's going to do it. So now this can get locked back up in my safe for safekeeping, and I just pull it out once a week when I add money to or take money from a fund. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out my Etsy shop if you are interested in my printables, and don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. Thanks so much for watching, friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.